myself. Nevertheless, there I was, driving up the canyon. I imagined a moment where I told her how I felt, and she apologized and told me it was okay. Maybe I'd feel something I never felt around a parent, something I imagined other children felt around their parents. Comfort, safety. For a moment, I felt hopeful, excited even. I pulled into the driveway of a house set so close to the road that the whine of passing traffic and joyriding motorcyclists provided constant background noise. The house was small and military green, with a flat front and asymmetrical peaked roof. Jagged concrete steps led up to a wire grate in front of the door. It tipped back and forth, clattering, as I stepped up to go inside. From the entrance, I could see past the wood stove into the kitchen. There used to be a wall blocking the view, but long ago my mom had taken a sledgehammer to the drywall, peeling it away to the studs to open the space and let in more light. Of course, the remodel had never been finished. She was waiting on my dad to complete it. And sometimes I think it was the waiting that had driven her to madness. "Mom," I called into the backyard. She was pulling weeds, maniacally making a trail that would loop around the steep, unusable hillside. "Can I talk to you?" She used a rope rigged with knots to descend the hill. We stepped into the house and settled in the kitchen, making tea with too much vanilla creamer until it was sickly sweet. I wavered, unsure how to start, but finally blurted out what I'd come to say. "So I don't know if I told you, but I started seeing this therapist. She had this idea that I should talk to you about some stuff that's been bugging me." Her eyes narrowed, her expression already defensive. "Is she a Christian?" "Huh? Yeah, I found a Christian counselor." I took a deep breath and dove in again before I could chicken out. "Anyway, so you know how I had an eating disorder?" "You didn't have an eating disorder, you had Crohn's disease." I took a step back. Although I had expected this response, it still shocked me. Already, confusion began to sprout in my mind. "No, Mom, I did. I think I did." The truth that I had been so sure of only moments ago was slipping away. Was I crazy? Did I make that up? But no, I definitely had an eating disorder. If nothing else, I was sure of that one thing. "Anyway," I continued, shaking my head as though trying to dislodge water clogged in my ears. "Sometimes I feel frustrated with how lost I feel right now. I get stuck on these moments growing up when there were opportunities I could have taken, but I wasn't allowed to." "So you think I ruined your life?" She cut me off, setting down her tea abruptly. It sloshed over the rim and onto the laminated counter. I looked at the fridge behind her, avoiding her eyes. Sometimes what I saw in them, well, to me, it felt like hate. I had known this whole confronting my mom thing was a bad idea. The therapist had been wrong. Why didn't I ever listen to my gut? It was as if my gut was broken in more ways than one. My heart started to flutter. I needed to get out of this situation. No, Mom. Of course, I don't think you ruined my life. I know that I've had a great life, that I should be thankful. That's not what I'm trying to say." Already I could feel my voice wavering, tears building behind my eyes. The doubt flooded me now, pressed me down. "I gave up everything for you. What opportunities? If you didn't have opportunities, it was because you wouldn't even talk to people. I had to do everything. We did everything according to how you wanted it." As I continued to question my version of reality, other familiar feelings rose to the surface. That I must be wrong. That maybe what she said was true. We had always visited climbing areas that I wanted to go to. I had decided what I ate. Sometimes I'd even felt like I was the parent. So why did it still feel like she was the one in control all the time? Panic and helplessness took over as my chest constricted and I grew more confused. Soon I knew I would do anything, even hurt myself, to eradicate that feeling.